Here now for some perspective on the ongoing demonstrations. Jake Rymer, he's a Jewish student at the University of Chicago and going to be a sophomore this semester. You saw these demonstrations over the past year impact your learning, just your day to day. What has it been like for you as you get ready to start school and see the demonstrations outside the DNC this week?
Thank you, Marnie, for having me on today. These demonstrations are very similar to the same vows that we saw on our campus. These vows they will come back again and again and again to continue to intimidate Jewish students and spread anti-Semitic trope across campus. It's worrisome, and it's unfortunate the university, as I'm aware, has not put any rock solid policies like other universities such as Harvard, the University of California, to ensure that these encampments and the spread of these terrible actions will continue when we get back.
What has the communication been, Jake, as you prepare for your semester between the administration and students who are coming back?
The only communication I've seen is actually the termination of certain employees on our campus. The other things I want to point out is that during the encampment in the spring, multiple communications came out by our president of our school, President Alvasados, and pretty much stated that although he said that the encampment can continue even though it violated numerous campus policies, so there is really no lack of policy to ensure that this won't return in the fall when we get back.
Democrats did address the situation in the Middle East during the convention a number of times. However, not often. Harris did have this to say about the ongoing situation in Gaza last night during her remarks.
I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, and I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7, including unspeakable sexual violence and the massacre of young people at a music festival. At the same time, what has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. So many innocent lives lost.
And Jake, it's that last part that you could hear even the crowd responding to. While she said she supported Israel, it's the nuanced response that said what's happening in Gaza must stop. How do you receive that message as you get ready to return to class and worry about your personal safety?
As a Jewish student and a Jewish individual as a whole, October 7th was the worst moment for Jewish people since the Holocaust. To see that happen and wake up on my campus the next morning and hear about it, and then seeing the reaction from our campus where we had to take sides, if you will, if either pro-Palestine or pro-Israel, was truly disastrous. And the administration has always pushed for a ceasefire, but we are now 320 days at least over since the hostages have been taken. We haven't seen any actionable deal done. So it's worrisome that, our school starts in a couple of weeks and we have no significant deal done in America for Israel and Palestine. And in the future, nothing's going to change. The university expects the status quo as to before October 7th. And just knowing what I've seen in person and my personal experiences, it's just going to return back to what happened at the encampments, as they've promised for a third, a fourth, a fifth, however, how long and as many encampments as it needs to get their agenda through the university.
So I'm wondering, as many Americans make their decision come November, and national security, the situation in the Middle East is a top issue for so many, certainly among the Jewish community. Who do you believe offers the best path forward of the two candidates when it comes to protecting your personal safety and handling this situation?
So I think it's a little more nuanced than that. It's not the candidates per se, if not the party, because in the end, the candidate you choose really does have an impact on the legislation that gets passed. In my recent understanding of American politics, the Republican Party right now has been more in support of Israel and has promised to protect Jewish people across the country and prove to curb and stop anti-Semitism, as we've seen. And on the Democrat side, in the extremes, and this is not just the extreme on one side, of course, the Republican Party extreme shows the same thing. But in the Democratic extreme side, we have people that are advocating for these encampments, which we know when we have proof are run by external sources. And it's worrisome and it's challenging, which is why this election is so integral to Jewish people, as you're not just voting for the candidate, you're voting for the party, and that party has agenda. And you need to make sure that who you vote for really represents what you believe.
Jake Rymer, I wish you the best as you start this semester. I know you've got a busy few months ahead. Take care, be safe, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.